Ciao a tutti, buongiorno. Allora, very interesting episode today, and I think it matters to all industries. First of all, let's, as usual, have our guest, Luca Pedrazzini, Managing Director of SORINT Lab. Ciao, Luca.
Hello, Mohab. How are you? Hello, everyone. So, what's new today? What's the question today, Mohab?
The question is, first, thank you for having us, for attending today's call. So the question is, the objective of the 1.5 climate warming objective that the whole world is working toward. So we're trying to answer IT dilemma, the digital, or how to have digital transformation without compromising our planet Earth resources. Very rich episode, Luca.
And this is very important, I think, nowadays.
Yes, and I've seen SORINT being so busy in so many activities related to this topic and this offering. So I would like to know more. Let's invite our guest, Angelo Maturi, Head of GreenIT Activities in SORINT Lab and an author of a very interesting book. I think it's the first book in SORINT Lab's history. And also we have Cecilia, Project Manager and a GreenIT Consultant in the same circle. Hi Cecilia. Hi Angelo.
Hi everyone.
Hi everyone. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, buongiorno.
Hi, okay. Hello. Welcome. So it's not it's not the first book, but it's one.
It's not.
One.
It's not. Okay.
We should know before.
Okay, so let me give a context first so people understand where do we want to land in this topic. Of course, we all are working, all organizations are working toward the objective of maintaining a 1.5 degrees Celsius for our climate change, for our beautiful planet Earth. And as an IT industry, we have a big role to play in this, a huge role to play in this, working with different industries. For statistics of the episode, I would like to have a highlight and attention that IT assets account for 7% of global e-waste as of today, according to Gartner. One also interesting statistics within the same scope, it says that 55% of transitioning to renewable energy, for example, from petroleum or diesel to electric cars, and the great move we're seeing nowadays, will only account to 55% of our objectives. There is another 45%, according to study, that is related to industries producing products and clothes and technology and food and other products. So, Angelo, you have GreenIT service. You're the head of GreenIT service in SORINT, and I believe you're working with so many of our clients in order to approach or penetrate or face this challenge with them. So tell us, what is GreenIT service as a definition in SORINT Lab?
Oh, for us, GreenIT services would mean to help our customer to make their services more sustainably, more green, and to find efficiency in their activity. And we would like help their journey in the GreenIT transformation. Because it is very important for us, for everyone, and because the GreenIT transformation has have a lot of advantages, and we can, for example, help our customer to align with their company strategy. If you think that all the companies are doing things about sustainability, especially in their core business, but often their support services that like IT often is not doing the same. So it is important that also the support services is aligned with the strategy, with the company, doing something for sustainability. they can have cost optimization, because most of the best practice are oriented to the optimization of the IT resources. And we can introduce innovation, because most of the efficient technologies are innovative. We can help customers to make their environment more virtuous, because speak about sustainability is a topic interesting topic for people. And that's all. The scope is to help customer to have a more innovative, efficient, resilient, and sustainable services. This is our target.
Sorry to interrupt you, Mohab, but I want to say something about the story of the GreenIT.
Yes, we are in the beginning. Yes,
because we are today in the news. You can in the press. You can see that everyone is questioning the AI because of the impact of AI and with the environment and the green and so on. That is very important. It's a huge problem. But I was thinking about the what we call in IT the technical debt. That is how the impact in terms of cost of money, of not having the recent technology and so on, the architectural approaches and so on. This is more or less the same. So we have a sort of green debt that you have to pay without using the right technology. But we started a long time ago, before the AI, because I remember just one little thing about we were able in 2018, I think, to measure the cost in terms of also environmental impact of a single email. So we studied, you remember, Angela, that you did the cost analysis of the email and all the services related to the sending an email, a simple email. We are not talking about the AI, but the simple email that with the underlying layers of IT and so on. So this is
Angelo, you were part of the study.
Yeah, we did this study for the download festival. We did one session, yes, and we find some interesting statistic just to let people understand the dimension of the magnitude of the problem, because often is not clear how big is the impact of the IT services, IT infrastructure, data center, and the user device on the environment. So
yes, I'm happy that SORINT started from the bottom of this from a single email up until today in 2024, almost 2025. But Angelo, you mentioned few areas of focus. Like, where do you focus as a circle, as a department, when you go to a consultation? Because this is a consultation service, Luca.
Yes, this is a consultation service. We have an end-to-end approach. We like to help customer to first of all understand the point. So working on awareness, doing something like a workshop, webinar, things like that. And also we would like help them to understand which point they are, at which level they are.
No, sorry, Angelo, to interrupt. Before how we do things, what are the areas you mentioned? For example, data center.
Yes.
What should I expect?
Yes, we work on end user devices that are things like a smartphone, laptops, and the user imaging printer, something like that. Yes, every endpoint device, tablet, so things that people use to work and in the personal life. And also with in data center, we are concentrated on a very important area that is the data center, on the logistic area, that means refrigeration or energy consumption, and on the infrastructure. So what which kind of infrastructure use more energy, like server, storage, network, device, things like that. And we also cover the software development area. And we have some point that go into roadmap, into strategies, into procurement, into cross-functional collaboration, so with HR and with organization, because the IT is not the only structure department that can manage this challenge. They need the collaboration with other function in the organization. So we try to cover end-to-end the journey for
the areas.
customer.
So,
Yes.
to summarize, you're talking about sustainable practice for establishing, deploying, and managing in data centers, IT infrastructure, end user devices, software development,
Yes.
and also you mentioned technology procurement or procurement process. Am I right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this kind of, sorry, Mohab, again, this kind of awareness on understanding how the impact of every technologies or every product that you have. This is very important because this awareness allow all the procurement side to issue the next tenders, for example, to do some or to let me say design the next project. Keeping in mind the green, so the impact in the environment. So you can add something in the tenders saying that you want this kind of technology with lower impact because you are aware of the impact of every single component. So this is very important for everyone in the procurement, and it's very, very important. For example, also in the book and in our approach, we studied also the impact of the different languages, developing languages, programming languages. So which one to choose for which job in order to save again
resources.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a huge impact. As I mentioned before, you can imagine every single email have an impact. So
they might sound like minor things, but as a collective group of practices and activities, I'm sure they do deliver a value of many sources, even in the bidding, as you said, in the tenders. When a client or the other side of the tender or the job you're trying to take, when the client sees you're facing e-commission problems or issues, or how you want to offer sustainable solution, I think it's of great value to the client.
Yeah, and also this is very mixed. Sorry, and the last one because this is our IT is our field of expertise, so it's very important. We are also today in the digitalization of every components of our processes and so on. We are also in the cloud journey. So how to choose the right application to go to the cloud, maintain, in which way you have to approach the cloud journey in terms of also impact, environment impact. So this is again very, and if you don't have this kind of information, we are not aware on how you can do things, you will implement something that costs a lot, not only in terms of environment, because also the environment brings the cost of in terms of money, because you
energy bills, for example.
For example, yeah, correct.
I just want to, we are still in the value area of why would I, as an organization, consider green IT as a solution or sustainable solutions in my practices. Angelo, you mentioned cost optimization, and we gave an example of the energy saving, of operational efficiency that will lead to cost optimization. You've mentioned innovative solution as an opportunity to penetrate this area. Brand awareness and reputation value. I want to stop in one area about the compliance and regulations, and Angelo, and incentives. is there any value here? Like, I know if you built a house in Europe and you manage to do some of, like, I don't know, installing solar panels or efficiency of energy A. These are personal things. In an organization, is there incentives that are worth mentioning, or your programs?
Yes, in general, do things that are about sustainability can help the organization to reach some certification that is global for the organization. There are also different European code of conduct, or things like that where you can adhere to, but is a volunteer participation. And we find a lot of standard framework and certification that are about technology, sustainability, and so yes, and also this journey in the GreenIT transformation can help the organization in the ESG objective, because is about environment, because we do things in the helping the environment, being doing things that can help to reduce the energy consumption and the global emission. And so yes, there are things that can be done to help organization to reach their regulation compliance
And
goal.
incentives, am I going to have access to incentives?
Yes.
Bonuses by the government?
Yeah.
Yes.
Please, Mohab, consider, we also in the book we mentioned around 15 regulations and European programs about the GreenIT topics. So in this moment, also at the European level, we are focusing on this topic, and it's very important that also all the companies in Italy, but in general in Europe, can develop a higher awareness about GreenIT.
And as you said, the 15 programs you've mentioned for the book, but
Yeah.
we will come to the book later. This idea took me to the thing that it also depends on which industry you're working on, Cecilia. I want to have this question for you specifically as a project manager.
Okay.
It depends which industry you're working on. Like a factory who produces cars, it's not like a factory who produces cloth.
Yes.
Every industry will have their own programs and governmental incentives or programs they can participate in. Cecilia, from here, I want to take you, when you sit, every company, every organization, you guys sit with, what do you want to know? Like, you do assessments and workshops and webinars.
Yeah.
What do you want to understand?
First of all, we want to understand the maturity level of the companies. So at what level of awareness they are. Okay, this is the starting point. And we have to consider the company on the different aspects, as Angelo and Luca already said, because we look at the strategy, we look at the organization, and that the different roles and responsibilities. We try to understand if a company already acts in the GreenIT and sustainability directions. We looked at the data center, at the IT infrastructure. So first of all, we have to understand where they are. Then we help the customer to understand where they want to arrive. So
where they're able to arrive. Where are they able to arrive?
They are able, but also where they want to arrive.
Okay.
And we help them, we guide them in this process through our approach.
And according to the website, there is already a ready assessment portal or a tool that you follow in order to gather these inputs and then process it, and then provide the output of this consultation.
Yes, Angelo and Massimiliano developed an assessment tool that, in my opinion, is very powerful, because for each area, it gives the possibility to the customer to understand at what maturity level they are and how they can improve. So very interesting. Then, Angelo, I don't know if you want to add something.
Yes, about the tool, the assessment tool. We have defined 90 best practice, more or less. So there are a lot of best practice, and to cover all the area that we mentioned before, and the best practice would help the customer to think about processes, about technologies, about rules, about governance, about what they could have to do to implement a transformation. Each best practice would help the customer to think about that. So what they have to do to be more sustainable. And of course, the best practice can apply to one customer and not to another one, or not all the best practice, because sometimes for regulation, for technology, they can't implement some best practice, but it would be a starting point to think about sustainability in overall.
And let me add that one point, the fact that we have all these practices and that we can tailor the approach on the basis of our customer. I think that it's one of the strengths of Angelo's and Massimiliano approach.
To give you overall vision, we can say that, as mentioned at the beginning, but this is very important now to the call by Angelo, that this is aligned to your strategy. So your business strategy needs a new application that is more reliable, more leveraging on the new technology, something else to reach your customer and so on. You have to keep in mind that you can do it from an infrastructure point of view with the cloud, but you have an impact in terms of, well, we have now green is something that you have to keep in mind as the other things. It could be security. So you have to design your new application to sustain your business model, your next product. Keeping in mind from the beginning, the design needs to be secure, needs to be green, and many other things. So this is the idea of aligning with the strategy. And you have to, if you do it from the beginning, it's less expensive, obviously, and with a lot of advantages. So, and again, you need more flexibility in your infrastructure, in your cost structure in the IT. So the strategy could be going to the cloud in some way. If you, from the beginning, are designing your next infrastructure or next application, keeping in mind the security, and again, but also the impact in green, you can save money. This is the idea. And go in the direction of, achieving more funding, or be able to access to funding from European Union for the Green Deal and so on. But also there will be a lot of regulation in the future, because you can access to tenders, public tenders, for example, only if you have the control of your impact. So these are requirements. And the control is the next phase, because you assess, you're aware, you have workshop and so on, and you can then have control of your impact and act in the best way possible. So this is the.
I really hope we can get an approval from one of our clients to cover his case in one of the be part of a TikTok episode. So we talk in general, in more specific, which programs he was able to get access to, whether he had a data center or was it on a cloud, because it's hard to talk about more details when we don't have a case in front of us, because every case is different. Cecilia, this part is also for you, please, if you can verify it to me. We talked about assessment, the roadmap, and KPI. I want to connect the roadmap and the KPI. No, you did an assessment with my organization, for example. You gave me your guidelines or your standard or your advice about what should I do, and I know the roadmap and its timeline. How is the KPI now? How do I measure this KPI?
Yeah, the KPI, we identified also a lot of KPIs, around 40, if I'm not wrong. And the KPI is a very important element, because through the KPI, the customer can understand the level of improvement of the area in which
we're undertaking.
And for each area, we identified different KPIs in order to provide trackable results.
And this is automated. This is through a portal, if I'm not mistaken. This is through a dashboard, through like a portal.
Yeah.
Give me an example.
Sorry, we didn't only, because it's very important to say that IT is our area of expertise. So we know also how to suggest to the customer the remediation and so on. But we have the book that is very deep in knowledge about the impact of IT in the green. So we have the book is we based everything on the theory around it, but we made some very important and pragmatical, real tools that can help rapidly the customer. So the assessment, the dashboard, this is very important also. We can.
If you write a book, I'm sure we studied a lot in order to. I'm kind of sure. But again, Cecilia, like this portal, can you give us like a small formula equation? Do you have any example in your mind about?
Yes, for example, we suggest to the company to identify the number of sustainable initiatives that each collaborator suggests during a year. So, for example, you can calculate the number of sustainable the total sustainable initiatives, then you can divide into the number of total collaborators, and you can understand if the level of awareness and also the level of
participation, engagement.
It's something like this equation reminds me of the social media engagement rate.
Of employees and collaborators is increasing.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna ask for more equations because I know it's not easy to have it on top of your mind now. Luca, I really want to get this information from you. When I'm working with the client, as you said, maybe this client is on cloud, maybe this client was in data center. For the sake of example, we keep it as this will need us to align with other departments or circles in SORINT that are specialized in this technology, in data centers, for example, right? Is this something like
this possible? Is what I mentioned before, and because we in SORINT, we use this kind of approach. We co-create with the customer because we have they have their domain of expertise. So they are very expert in their fields, and we are the expert in the IT technology field. So this is the key point here. We, as I mentioned before, it is very important to start the design of everything. So the strategy of the company leads the decision and the roadmap of your IT as a support, not only the IT, but the IT here is important. And IT is in the service industry is the core business, so it's very let me say very important in every industry. But when you are trying to conjugate your strategy with the IT strategy, and this is our expertise. So we try to add to designing and to give you the ability or everything, the tools to design the right strategy, starting from the first point, for the first meeting, keeping in mind, as I mentioned before, the new technology, what the leveraging on, how to avoid the technical debt or how to contain the technical debt, but also the security and everything else, and also the green. And this is very, very important because we are well known from our customer because we are not only expert in the green IT field in terms of technology, but we come from the technology field. So we know how to suggest new choices, how to issue a new, or how to choose the right technology, the next technology in the right way to maintain the technical debt in a lower place, and also to helping for you to control the green impact of your, the green impact is a good word here, the impact of your IT environment in
so there will be a lot of cross-functioning work.
Yeah, so we are able also to design the roadmap. So you can go to the cloud, with this application, with this, we have to refactor something to have the best result. You have to keep in your data center something. You have to take in mind that your business is this way. You're using this kind of application and so on. So this is the
green IT circle or department will involve the necessary specialization depending on the case. Of course, as usual, I'm running out of time. Angelo, last question for you, please, in 30 seconds if you can. You did a book, your circle or your department, did a book, white paper. You've been active around the headquarters here in Bergamo a lot. Why? Besides being a trending topic and all the values we discussed, but why the over passion?
Yes, I think that the point is that we love to do this kind of job, speak about GreenIT, speak about sustainability, and for personal reason, and because we feel that this is very important, and we like to do something in our job that can help people in the future. So make our job more interesting, useful for us and for everyone. So we spend a lot of energy about that, but we like so much this kind of job.
And I'm sure by having a book and all the input you had, or the theoretical learning that you got, will allow you to offer this passion topic in a different, unique way. Luca, I'm done. I don't know if you have any questions for our guests.
No, thank you very much. We can mention that the book will be available on March 25. So
yeah.
From Franco Angeli is the publisher.
Yes, Franco Angeli is the publisher. You can find the book Feltrinelli, Amazon, so everywhere. Yes.
I'm sure he's a famous publisher in Italy. For people outside Italy, they might not know him. Okay, we will make sure as soon as the book is released to have a link below this video so people can access it. Thank you so much, Angelo and Cecilia, for joining us today on this interesting subject. Really, thank you. And the extra mile of the book and everything. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mohab. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Angelo. Thank you.
Bye-bye.